59% of self-identified liberals say there have been times when they considered leaving America for good, like after NBC canceled The West Wing. I don't get it. You want so badly for every immigrant to come to this country and experience the good life, but somehow it's so terrible you want to leave? Have you ever seen the Eurovision Song Contest? They actually listen to that crap.
Maher recently highlighted celebrities that bemoan the fact that they hate America so much that they would prefer to leave. Now, he's criticizing politicians and leftists who say the country is falling apart. Instead of resolving problems here, they want to escape to some alleged paradise nation.
Everywhere in the world, I'm sure, seems great when you live there. I hear people tell me Costa Rica is beautiful. I'm sure it is. You'll also get bitten by a snake on the flight over. The travel site Lonely Planet describes Sri Lanka as endless beaches, timeless ruins, welcoming people. And if you love child marriage, food shortages, and the strictest abortion laws in the world, Sri Lanka could be right for you.
This week's portion is anticipated to be even more scorching and unadulterated. Maher reveals the hypocrisy and theatrics on full show without holding back. Hold on tight, for it's about to blow up.
For office in America, you have to want to live here. I bring this up because there was a video that made the rounds recently by a woman who said she was a proud husband and was running for state representative in New Hampshire, and yet posted this.
Is there a place we can move that people would be happy to have us, that we're not gentrifying or colonizing? I don't want to be a problem, but I need to get the out of this country.
Out of this country? The one you want to be elected to a leadership position in? Your campaign slogan, America, a shining on a hill?
Have you seen how, ever since Trump was elected president, politicians and celebrities have been shouting about how much they hate America? Trump's return to power has left some people inconsolable, while others are angry that Kamala Harris was not elected. Whatever the reason, the excuses just keep becoming more and more ridiculous. Take the example of a woman from New Hampshire. She claims that she despises America because she thinks it is gentrifying or capturing other nations. It's more than just absurd. Common sense is the opposite of this. Only pointless talking points meant to provoke rage. But they continue to try to sell it to anybody who will listen.
Confused by this political message. Vote for me because I hate here. Now, does America have problems? Yes, I've often cited the America sucks list.
Maher raises a valid point that deserves serious thought. If these politicians really hate America, why are they even running for office here? The typical defense is that they want to change the system, but this line of thinking is faulty. You don't have to despise something in order to make it better. Pretending otherwise is just illogical. The political show seems to be the same old boring spectacle that we have all seen before. Grandstanding, dramatic sound bites, and meaningless statements that arouse strong emotions instead than offering useful solutions. If they really hate it as much as they claim to, then leading this country ought to be the last thing on their list.
Does America have big problems? Yes, I've often cited the America sucks list. Things like being 54th in the world in immortality behind Cuba, 19th in literacy behind Russia, 72nd in female representation and behind Iraq. A lot of work to do here. And is it possible for a country to lose itself so much that leaving it is justified? Yes, but we're not there yet, not by a long shot, and we don't need quitters. We need people who will stay and fix it.
Celebrities like Ellen DeGeneres, Rosie O'Donnell, and others who departed when politics became sour should not be imitated. America needs people who are willing to work hard and get their hands dirty rather than escaping elsewhere. For our country to thrive once again, we need people who are courageous, patriotic, and loyal. We need people who fight, who don't give up, and who believe that we should correct the problem rather than give up. A challenging time is not a reason to flee. They are an age to take bold and decisive action.
Immigrant to come to this country and experience the good life, but how it's so terrible you want to leave? And conservatives in Texas are talking secession again. They have 2 bumper stickers in that state. America, love it or leave it, and we're leaving it.
Too many people don't realize how lucky they are to call America home. They fantasize about moving to foreign countries, choose just the aspects that seem pleasant, and romanticize them. The fact that many of those nations are unable to provide even the most basic freedoms and opportunities that Americans enjoy on a daily basis is something they overlook. An overwhelming level of entitlement is present here. People act as if freedom, money, and security appear out of thin air.
Nigeria and Sudan still cut the hands off of thieves, so if you're from San Francisco, do your shoplifting at home.
Instead of appreciating what makes our nation special, they complain and dream of better chances, often forgetting that these prospects come with more restrictions and less freedoms. Democrats and liberals often shout about how awful and unjust America is, presenting it as an unsalvageable nation. However, they support opening the borders and allowing as many people as possible to enter this purportedly awful country in the same phrase. Think about that contradiction for a moment. If America is so rotten that it should be abandoned, why allow others to come here? The height of hypocrisy is when the nation is used to bolster a narrative and is presented as a platform for political discourse.
For your exile, you do wind up in some comparatively luxurious place like Canada or Japan or the UK. Not that they want you. At best, you'll be trading a bunch of stuff you hate about this country for a bunch of stuff you'll soon hate about your new home. Only 4 days in Amsterdam to learn that while I admire Amsterdam, I don't want to live there. The buildings are cramped and shaped like needles. The food is awful. The TV's in a different language. It's wet and cold. The people are polite but cold, and they do a bunch of weird. The explanation for, according to my friend, was,
it is impossible to have both of them. The millions who sacrificed everything to get here already know that America is worth saving. Saudi Arabia, Nigeria, and Sudan still cut off the hands of thieves. Even expressing one's views online often leads to police pursuit, bans, or silence. Every day, millions of individuals must cope with this unpleasant reality. However, liberals here try to portray life abroad as a paradise and America as the origin of all evil.
Because of all those stories on CNN about how you can buy a house in a quaint village for $1, except it's not a house in the way we think of one, a structure with plumbing and electricity and a roof. When these places were built, the Leaning Tower of Pisa was still Sure, you can spend $100,000 to make them livable, and I'm sure it's no problem to find reliable workmen in rural Italy who you'll then fall in love with like in Under the Tuscan Sun, but...
It's a simple tale meant to cause conflict and shame. People from all over the globe are wanting to come to America because, in reality, it remains a beacon of opportunity, freedom, and the ability to express oneself without fear. This privilege is taken for granted by far too many Americans. And that's the objective. Europe may seem appealing from a distance, but some of its laws are just nonsensical when examined more closely. For instance, in the UK, equality laws and EU rules allow people to sue companies for indirect discrimination even if they weren't hiring at the time.
With nothing to do but watch the old guys play that game with the wooden ball. And have you ever seen the Eurovision Song Contest? They actually listen.
Germany and Spain are following similar routes. Therefore, Europe is not the utopia that many Americans prefer to imagine. Its distinctive blend of progressive ideas would surprise a lot of people here. It's crucial to remember that other nations have their own issues, even in light of all the criticism aimed at the US. It's a sensual picture, but it's not the complete story. Instead, they think that life on the other side of the Atlantic is perfect because they trust the well-edited images they see online. After living there for a few years, reality settles in, and many individuals realize that the purported paradise has significant problems of its own that are seldom reported by the media. Travel magazines and glossy lifestyle websites love to push the idea that any location outside of the United States is paradise. Leftists, celebrities, and the mainstream media continue to glorify these places while denouncing America. They disregard the reality that a large number of these nations have high taxes, limited freedoms, and weaker protections for basic rights. The irony is clear. If America is so bad, why do millions of people risk everything to come here? America is the world's most open and opportunity-rich nation in spite of its shortcomings. Instead of destroying it or avoiding the first challenge, we should work to make it even better. We've finally finished the video for today. If you enjoyed it, please click like and subscribe for more insightful takedowns.